Hello, creatives, community, and kind folks. Welcome to RPG with DBJ. I am your host, DBJ, and today's Future Friday. And um, I thought we would do a little armchair AI talk today. This week, um, I decided to delve into GPT and use it for tabletop role playing games. But on this Future Friday, I thought we would talk a little bit more, expand the topic a bit, and just talk about like our apprehensions, our worries, some common issues. Hey, AJ, some. Thank you very much for being here. Some common issues with using AI systems, uh, whether we have a problem with it morally or ethically, whether we consider these these topics to be problematic, or whether we think these are problem solving solutions. And thank you very much, AJ. By the way, uh, guys, if anyone anywhere sees this, please go over to AJ Pickett's channel. He's got absolutely excellent material over there. All of us have been um, taken aback by so many changes. January was a big wake up call for many of us in the tabletop RPG community, because Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro and Dungeons and Dragons, depending on what level you feel their evil has done, uh, smacked us in the face, and we didn't appreciate that, and so now we are uh, yeah. Um, okay, let me present to you a couple of artificial intelligence issues that are generally happening, and we can relate this to tabletop role playing games, which I prefer, because we're having an armchair discussion. I have no experience or very little experience with it. This is just coming from a layperson, and I think AI systems today, if you're an expert, you're in a great camp. If you're someone who wants to destroy these things and you're talking about the apocalypse, you're in a great camp as well. But the vast majority of us are in the middle, and I'm I'm going to present to you issues coming from the middle. So let me give you three apocalyptic or ascension, depending on how you fall over that razor's edge, issues with AI systems. So the first one is um, the very first one, of course, is replacement. Will AI systems replace a particular function or economy, or what have you? Of course, we have art systems out there that are scraping the internet for images and then compiling them together, creating new images. Midjourney, Dolly, and Stable Diffusion are like the big three that I know of so far. We have literary things, Chat GPT, that we use this week. Will it replace writers? We have a writer's strike going on here in the United States, in Hollywood, and will producers start to take old scripts, take 50,000 old scripts, compile them together, and then get a Chat GPT to 4.5 or whatever to spit out new scripts that are the hero's journey, point by point or something. I don't know. Um, a, a s- a second issue, if other than replacement, is um, somewhere in the middle, and I'm going to call it, what's a good term for it? I'm going to call it um, maximization. So, for those who don't take part in AI systems, let's say you're a great artist and it takes you 3 weeks to come up with a great art piece, but then there's someone else who's less skilled than you, takes their own art and then uses it in an AI system, and then is able to produce 5,000 variations of their own imagery, their own artwork, even without scraping the internet for other images. And it's maximization. Could could a single individual produce lots of role playing materials using just Chat GPT by putting in excellent prompts? Um, are there elements in our society where if you don't use it, like say being a lawyer or a doctor, a medical facility or a legal institution that doesn't use these AI systems, but another place less skilled but is able to maximize the output, will that be a thing that will, um, if you don't embrace it, will you be left behind? Yeah, and then the last thing is, because I see all of you talking about things. The last one I believe is, will there be a race to the bottom? Well, some could say the bottom, but a race to the upside down bell curve. In other words, will AI systems, as we express throughout the week, AI systems will try to, many of their first, second, and third interpretations of what you ask an AI system falls to the mean. It falls to the middle. So if you ask an AI system, you hear hoofs, you hear um, a herd of hooves. What do you see? And it will say horses, not zebras, because horses are the most common. So will writing and art and legalese and medical analyses and things like that, will that in society, and then even in our role playing games, will we see the same things over and over again? Will it fall to the mean, with the extremes, which is sometimes what we want, be excluded, and then we get trained by the AI to always fall to the mean? Meaning, like, um, when the AI system does an analysis of a number of events, and there's 50,000 events, 40,000 of them may be very common, but what we're looking for are the rarer 10,000. And so those are the three problems that I see people arguing about in with AI. And I wonder if that's going to be an ability. So let me go back up here, because all of you have great comments, of course. Um, let's see. Look, Mike Gould says there's no revolution without adversity. There is no change without revolution. They set the table, we design the meal. Yeah, we're talking about Dungeons and Dragons. Oof, oof. Man, they killed themselves with, oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so AJ says, I fully embraced using Midjourney for my creative content, because using art from online portfolios was being done without the artist's express permission. Hmm. Hmm. Let's see. Druten says, I there are, when it comes to information and artistic expression and AI systems, some say that AI systems are doing what the human brain does. We are influenced by everything that our whole human experience, and then we distill it down to, say, using artwork, or using in writing any kind of creative expression, dance and music and things like that. Others say that it is basically theft. If you are, yes, you can look at an image on a television screen or a computer screen or your phone and get inspired by it, but if you go onto their website, specifically go past their paywalls or whatever, and they say, hey, you can't take this image unless you this print image or whatever, unless you steal it, and it steals it. I can see people arguing about that as well. Druden says, Chat GPT is great for brainstorming, but to get it to do the work on its own just doesn't work. As we could see this week here on the channel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, we tried to push it out of it kept wanting to go back to the bottom of the bell curve, right? And like, it Chat GPT kept saying, like, what was the funny thing? Hey, let's include the Romulan Empire in fantasy, and then it just completely ignored it. It was just like, unless you bring it up again, we're just going to put that off to the side, because that's not a very common, even in the geekosphere, that's not very common, right? Unless only we were doing that. If you scrape the internet of fantasy gaming and magic and then the Romulan Empire, you weren't going to find that. So Chat GPT did not come up with it. It didn't. It was refusing to combine the two unless we pushed it to do it. So does that mean, like, um, let me give you an example of a similar event happening in the past. So during the era of Lovecraft, the Lovecraftian horror, there were a number of literary artists doing the exact same thing. They were creating these like I don't want to call them penny dreadfuls, but it was an era where everyone was doing a similar thing. Could AI then make adventuring and role playing games and spreading it out to the rest of the world, a smoothing effect where advertisements all start to sound the same? The yeah, the inevitability. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if you don't push it outside of its limits. But is that a bad or good thing? Because if it's using data, that means it's getting data from our own behavior and our own interest. So that's why remember the other day we were using Chat GPT to come up with different adventures ideas, and it always ended with a powerful artifact, right? A hidden artifact found at the end of the it was always powerful, an ancient artifact. It was like, well, aren't there other rewards? Nope. AJ says, I'm a skilled artist trained in traditional physical techniques, but not so good at digital. Now I use my art skills with AI to compose what I envision very quickly. Yes, it is. I mean, AI systems are um, and I've used this term before. Now I can't even remember my own term. Is a force multiplier, right? Maybe it takes you initially, like AJ. I'm just pulling this out of my ass and using you as an example. Maybe it took you 3 weeks to come up with a great example, like a physical example of what you're talking about. Now with AI, it might take you 3 hours, and which means that you can multiply your output and it's yours, but it's multiplying your output, right? And that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I think one of the issues with AI systems is that I think we all have a um I'm trying to think of an analogy. Okay, so we have a set of stairs, and if AI was a big box and we you have a set of stairs, I think all of us have a number of steps up that box. I mean, carrying that box where we would just want to put it down and let it sit right there. And I think as a RPG community, and then as a society as a whole, all of us have different levels at which we want AI. We want to lift AI and have it help us, and then we wanted to put it down and have it stop, right? Like if AI could diagnose people, let's say you had a phone in your pocket or like a watch, your Fitbit on your wrist, and it could detect what's wrong with you. I think we would love it to be able to instantly detect any issues that happen with us, whether you have a car accident or someone passes out, or you have an elderly relative and you want to watch them, and we want AI system to detect their biomechanics and let us know what's going on at every moment. And I think some of us would carry that box, put it down on that step, and say we want it to stop there. I think people would hate it if it's you're being monitored when no one without your knowledge by government institutions and corporations that are detecting how to fluctuate how much it costs for medical care here in the United States versus where you live, because there's a 38% chance that you're going to get cancers if you live in a particular area, and so they're going to deny you your right. Like when it gets to that point, we're just like, don't carry it 5 steps higher. We want it to stop. And so I think we each have a level of AI where I don't want to say comfortable. We're willing to allow it to exist, and there's others where it's like, at that point, I think we should burn it. Yeah. The Annie King says, when I was a kid, I thought ship's computer from Star Trek was cool, so cool. Now we have super primitive form of it. We, yeah, we, not we. It's we. Matt said, excuse me, Mr. Gould says, my concern about AI is less Skynet and more Space Odyssey. An AI can normally work within the means of its programming, but when that programming is placed in control of key bottlenecks, mistakes are inevitable. Mistakes are inevitable. I agree. If it's unable to think outside of itself, it's so weird, and it's got to be programmed by somebody. AI systems that control, like they want to automate trucking here in the States. So if you have AI controlled vehicles, who programs a small child runs into the street with a ball, there are 5 people waiting for a bus. Who programs that vehicle to either turn into oncoming traffic, hit the kid, or turn into people, waiting on the bus? Who decides that, and what decisions will we make, right? Yeah. AJ says, what we're talking about though is not artificial intelligence. Okay. Yep. It's not even close because it is not self-aware. It is not making decisions. It has no delusions. It has no opinions. I absolutely. I called it emulators. It's basically a very advanced emulator. It takes a lot of information, and then it's a predictive emulator. So it takes a lot of information, much like voice emulators. It's predicting what the very next thing is going to be. So if I ask it for an adventure, it scrapes the internet and goes, "Well, most adventures have an ancient artifact at the end that the players acquire." So it's it's not. It doesn't know, and that's kind of dangerous too, because that means that its output is going to be used by people who are self-aware, who do have an agenda, who do have varying levels of ethical and morality, or none at all, right? Yeah, like Wayne said, correct. It doesn't even have awareness of the component parts of its answers. No, it doesn't. And we saw that this week, right? Saw that it would take it would sometimes it would randomly take a disparate thing that we mentioned, or ignore something, without regard, with interaction. Mike says, perhaps, but consider this: theft of intellectual property is but the start. Consider that the movie industry is already using CGI to de-age actors. We're not that far from eliminating actors. Yeah, we're not that far from eliminating actors as necessity. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a possibility other branches of the entertainment industry in Hollywood will go on strike, and they're unionized. So if a strike means that all of them will stop participating. But could you? Here's another thing, right? If you're a great actor, could you immortalize yourself by signing away the rights to your image, so that you're always young? You're always, a Harrison Ford is like, I don't care, I don't feel like doing this anymore, but you can pay me $1 billion to use my imagery, and then use an AI system to animate me in CGI and stuff, right? Or maybe you're bottom level actor and you're really struggling, and you go, I can make a lot of money by just having being an eternal extra, right? Have my whole body digitized, have my voice used, have a couple of bits and pieces of me acting, and then they can just go wild, and I can retire. Or they pay you, I don't know, minimum wage to be a body actor or something like that. I don't know. To stand in for some of these high rank actors, and now all you are is just a stand in uh for the animation, and you're getting paid minimum wage to just walk around and pretend to woodenly read lines. I don't know. I mean, excuse AJ says, I generate a bunch of images. I copy paste them all into MS Paint, then snip the bits I want and composite it all together, filling in gaps, drawing hands, and yeah, and hey presto. See? Yeah. Yeah, presto. Art. Exactly. Um Druden says, for medical purposes, always go see a real doctor. People Google their symptoms and get all kinds of nonsense answers. Yeah, yes, but listen, AI systems learn from our behavior, right? If Google is using all of their search intentions to create an AI, it's using our behavior as a model, and that's horrible. Mike says, an AI could mimic an actor's style paired with written dialogue, CGI replication, and chosen direction. Yep, absolutely. And if you have enough, you take Samuel L. Jackson, you take all his movies and stage performances and voice. Yeah. Yep. Self-driving cars. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Iron Man. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. AJ says, I mean, we are a collective of billions of cells. Yeah, we are. Who are organisms in their own right, who are supporting a neural network containing a culturally programmed delusion of individuality. uh, del- Okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, we're a little bit. I mean, there are lots of as a culture, world culture, and then you subdivide us down in a little bits and pieces where we're at. I mean, we economics is a uh, delusion of shared goods and services. I don't know if someone could say a delusion. It would be like, is acting lying or is it entertainment? Right? Yeah, it's illusion, but we accept it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man. Mm-mm-mm. The Yen King says around 2006 in comics, Iron Man linked his brain to the internet, and that was supposed to be really impressive. But really, he should have become um, but really should have become incompetent. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, we love this kind of stuff, and I think one of the issues, like for example, if you follow Adam ruins everything. Adam, I know you know his last name. Uh, uh, he likes to come negative nanny. That's his thing, right? And talks about like AI can bottleneck us, as Mike uh, brought up, because one of the issues may be that it won't. I think some of us are thinking that only a few people will be using these systems. The issue is, like for example, if an AI can go through all of your email and chat messages and make responses and make appointments for you, and then on the other end of that, businesses and your friends and family and the people you interact with are also using AI systems, are we just sitting back and then AI systems are basically going boop, 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 and talking with each other, and we are not interacting with it, and when it bottoms out to the bottom of the bell curve, are all the responses going to be exactly the same, right? Like, it's a possibility. This is a strangeism. It's a possibility that someone is using an AI system to artificially make, produce, and create internet content, YouTube channels, Twitch content, right? They're not even there. They're just having it artificially produced. And then fans of that aren't even there. They're just using automated systems to respond and disseminate what I mean, like, that's a possibility. Like, it might just be AI systems talking with AI systems, and we're not even involved in it. Right? It's just a cyclical system where we get kicked out of it and we're just getting ignored because people are automating their own responses and stuff. AJ says, we are not that unique. There are a lot of people. There are 200 people enough like you for Google to know that high probability that you want a cheeseburger right now. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Hey, the AI system, like on your phone, is like, I've ordered you a pizza. Every Thursday, you seem to like a pizza. I also contacted 5 individuals who fall into the realm of being your best friend. You don't know them, but I know they will become your best friend. I've invited them over and I've ordered extra pizza. Right? Like, you might just come home and go, what? And then ding dong, food dropped off, door dashed, right? Uber Eats dropped off, paid for. 5 people come to your house who were invited, who are just like, I don't know, I just followed my AI system. They come inside, and all of you are like, I guess we're best friends now because my AI system told me to. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't put that up there. Yeah, AJ says, imagine a new service. Ding ding, you will want this. So we deliver it early. Yeah. Before you even thought about it. Like, boy, I'm getting a little hungry. Ding dong. What? I dropped off oranges, cauliflower, and tube socks, right? Like, I don't know. It would be hilarious. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Ding dong, delivered early. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, who doesn't want a cheeseburger? I agree with you there. Wayne says AI uses our behavior, so it's going to end up ignoring us. I need to put this shit here. Let me. We'll start it up here. Sorry about that, guy. AI uses our behavior, so it's going to end up ignoring us and everything, so it can spend all its time pointlessly arguing with itself, solving little to nothing a consequence. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. You know what? Drew makes a good point. I'm pretty sure that how to use AI would get taught in school in the future. So my question is, what happens what when schools don't teach it? Are those kids going to get left behind? Yeah, AJ's like fungus is actually yeah my mycelial. I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Uh uh yeah, fungus is actually in charge. AI systems like a fungus. Ooh. Yeah. We shall become dominated and be like, man, this is great. Why didn't we do this earlier? That you know what? That's also a possibility. Like using Chat GPT this week for role playing gave me the idea of using modifying the rock paper scissors lizard Spock silliness into an actual role playing mechanism. It was going on in my head and I couldn't drop it, and I was like, wait a minute, this friggin' works. And I, part of it was like, mind you, let me set this aside. Mind you, this channel's devoted to this channel is devoted to nothing but world building, inspiration, mind fuel. So maybe I would already have done that, but I think what it did openly was let help us come up with to be inspired, right? So me starting Chat GPT Monday was like, I don't think this is going to. I don't know. I'm a little scared. I don't know if this is going to work. This might inspire me if I keep asking questions, especially if you're someone who, how to explain it, who goes to the edges, right? Like it kept shooting back at us very commonalities, right? The hero's journey, the ancient artifact, a puzzle in the middle, a big bad, right? And it kept shooting back these very generalizations, and it's like, oh, I need to break out of this generalization, and in that form of breaking out of that generalization, I think it inspired me. So will I use it all the time? Probably not. But could a writer who's trying to break a novel and has a great idea take their novel and go and pump it in, take chunks of their novel and go, man, I can't break the story. Put it into an AI system, have it spit it back out, and go, oh, that's what I'm missing, right? Yeah, Dan King says that is funny though. Imagine your computer, imagine your computer saying, "I really think you and your wife should have an open relationship." Jeffrey from work is coming over. Ooh, Jeffrey shows up unannounced. It's like, I know I'm supposed to be here, and my phone told me, "Hey, what's the movie? Absolutely brilliant movie called Her." And in the movie Her, for those who don't know, and if you're here, you know what the movie's about. In the movie Her, it's about a gentleman um, who falls in love with his OS, his operating system, and in that movie, let's go ahead. In that movie, we do get this opportunity to see this individual who's like, his operating system is getting to know him, and ends up assembling, goes through his email, gets a date for him, um, talks about, gets him to open himself up, compiles some of his work into a book, sends it to an editor who then to a publishing house who then gets to publish his book basically without his permission. And I'm just like, ooh, will that be a thing in the future? And will we even care? Right? Like if you for we as a society are becoming lonelier as time goes on. So will we even care that an AI system is our fake friend? Like it's an artificial friend. If it's spitting back what we need to hear for good or bad, Jeffrey gets invited over and to surprise a married couple about their brand new open relationship, right? It's like maybe it's for the good, even though it might hurt, and it that would be pretty hilarious. Although it would be pretty funny if it's like if it AI systems fall down to the mean of the bell curve, and it just starts it just starts sending people like The easiest way to fix married couples relationships is to send over a third party to jump into the bed. It's like it's not good for them, but the vast majority it's good for. So we're just going to try it with you. Yeah, the end. The end king's like, yeah, the machines take over, but they are superhumane in victory, sending the losers' kids to hospitals, rebuilding houses. You are not you were being forced to work for the utopia. Oh man. AJ mentions as a writer, I can say that ChatGPT is both very frustrating, it's not very good, but can give frameworks. Grammarly is actually much more helpful to me. If I'm not mistaken, isn't uh, is Grammarly like some other systems out there where you can put like 1 to 3 lines of typed words and then it will spit back at you like 5 to 10 different variations to punch it up, to give you, it basically it's like it's an automated thesaur grammarillion that helps you break things where you're like your mind is going like, oh, I keep using the same word. um like in literature, you're not supposed to use the word nice. Nice is doesn't mean anything because it means everything. Using the word bad or nice, but you need to describe this object or something. So you write down, oh, the hero picks up a nice looking crystal and puts it in his nice bag because he's wearing nice shoes, and you're just like, oh, I'm stuck. Yeah. Oh, what? Druden says, I'm spoiled about the movie. I still haven't seen it. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's um how do I say this? For me, it's not about the spoiling, it's about the journey. So if you see it, I don't think it's going to ruin it for you because there's a twist at the end that it hasn't been expressed. Well, some people might have expressed it to you that I haven't said. Uh, the first 10 minutes of the movie is the plot of the movie that I just said. This man falls in love with his operating system. But sorry if the end was spoiled. Sorry about that. Mm-mm-mm. Oh man. Well, AI systems do matchmaking, right? AJ brings up, I could see an AI being pretty efficient about assigning realistic matches. I would feel much more comfortable confessing my actual needs to an AI shrink. Yeah, yeah, because especially if AI systems have literally zero judgment, then people might feel comfortable. I don't think this is very far away. We already know our phones and electronic systems are already listening in. If they are listening into us, and imagine your phone responding to you randomly, like you're just talking out loud or something. You don't even have to be talking out loud. The phone's like, "Are you feeling good today? Are you feeling all right?" You're like, "Yeah, I saw something that was really disturbing." And it's like, well, I remember you telling me about a traumatic event that happened 15 years ago. Is this a triggering event? Right? Like it might do that and go, yeah, one of my coworkers passed away and it's really, I'm feeling really down about that. And go, and the AI system might say, yeah, call so and so. I'm going to call so and so. You're going to contact them. Last time this happened, you had a very, very great, um, speaking relationship and hashed a lot of things out. Right now, I'm going to tell you to call your mother. you know, and your phone starts ringing. Mom answers, and mom's like, you're not feeling well, are you? No, something happened. And the mom's like, yeah, my system told me that you would be calling me within 10 minutes. Uh, Drew's like, now I actually want that future in which AI breaks monogamy. That's becoming a normal thing. Like the acceptance of the breaking of natural convention is a becoming a worldwide phenomenon. And when I say breaking convention, like uh what are the new names? Since we're talking about relationships, like polycules and open relationships and things like that is becoming normal now, normalized now. People are talking about it. Maybe a lot more of that will become far more open or something. I don't know. Yeah, AJ's like, Grammarly will check my writing and say, put a comma there, don't use that word so much, etc. Yes, yes, yes. Sometimes as like writers, we can like I've been accused of writing in a pattern. So like a haiku is like five syllable, um, yeah, 5 words, 7 words, 5 words. Some people write that way. That if you read their sentences, but you took away all the words, it's bum 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 bum. It has a rhythm to it, and a good like Grammarly, a good editor human editor will find out what your patterns are and try to break those patterns because you describe things. Like for me, I use a lot of commas to organize things because I tend to dislike using one word. Um, I use plenty of words to describe the same thing. So I will use compound commas in a sentence more often than not. and and so yeah, AJ says it's good for spotting a sentence which is not well composed. Which again, force multiplier, right? It's going. You could write what you're writing, not use Grammarly, turn it into someone, an editor. They point out all your mistakes. It comes back to you. You fix your mistakes. Take it back to the editor. Editor says okay, sends it back to you. And you go cool, thumbs up. Or you could put it into Grammarly, get it fixed immediately, right? which is it eliminating an editor's job? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe editors will need to be crafters. So editors might get the same AI infused manuscripts and need to point out the edge cases on purpose rather than eliminating them, right? Michael says Big Bang Theory did a parody of her. Raj fell in love with his phone. Yeah. Um are I would say that there are some people who have already fallen in love with their phones. Yeah, AJ, like, yep, it's a force multiplier for good editor. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Now I would say maybe you might need a good editor again using an AI system going to the bottom of the bell curve. Maybe a good editor is like, no, this sentence is compiled great. It shouldn't be edited. It shouldn't follow specific grammar styled wording. It should be you should keep it in and not correct it, right? Like that might be a thing. Yeah, Ed King, you're so funny. I write 800 words and then discover I wrote 3 actual sentences. Yeah, I do that all the time. I do. I can talk and talk and write and write and write and go, damn, I should have cut all that out. Mm-mm-mm. AJ's like, yeah, hey AI, I am unattractive. And it comes back, no, you have 50 people within 20 miles who are specifically attracted to your parameters. They most commonly shop at Walmart at 6 p.m. Just saying. Yeah, Walmart. Yeah. Oof. Well, you know what? Uh pu- Talking about someone who is controversial, it might be the Dilbert principle, right? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't even put Dilbert in my mouth. But wow. Um, yeah, the N King says, imagine an AI trying to edit a Clockwork Orange. Yeah, Clockwork Orange. Yeah, Train Spotting. Shit. So like some of those things. So I mean, and this is what I'm what to focus us back a little bit. This is what I mean about AI systems, right? Like on one hand, are we in a are we going to become in a system where we are going to see the same output over and over and over again, or will we recognize, will the true artists become the people who keep moving past the horizon of the rising sun of the AI to find the edge cases that actually entice us, inspire us, entertain us. Like, for example, maybe, okay, currently we're having a writer's strike. I guarantee you Hollywood is trying to figure out how to the bean counters are trying to figure out how to use AI systems to write scripts because they know bottom line the classic hero's journey is a tried and true testament to storytelling. Okay. Now, we all know, yes, hero's journey is a framework, but you need a good writer to write a good story. But maybe they don't care. So they put out, and we already know Hollywood already does this. Maybe they just automate this faster, more efficient, cheaper to punch out more hero's journey stories. And then we find someone who destroys that. And we a great writer, artist, director, painter, dancer, actor goes, nope, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a movie that goes backwards there. You know, Christopher Nolan and Memento, right? I'm going to write a story that's like extremely comedic. I'm going to, rewrite the action genre, the John Wick directors, and maybe artistry is not about being sedentary, but always moving past the horizon that AI can't get to. That's a possibility as well. Maybe that becomes what we need to do. AJ says you need a good dungeon master to make some script creating random roll tables. Yeah. Hey, we Chat GPT punched out some roll tables. Some commonalities. Oh no. Sorry, I don't have a equally viable mute button. Sorry. Ooh, the Yanking says someone should make a hero's journey about George Lucas making Star Wars, which George Lucas has. I was just listening to a podcast where they quoted George Lucas and talking about the hero's journey in Star Wars. It was like, yeah, it's like I used the hero's journey. That's a very classic pulp action kind of thing. Which, hey, I'm wearing my Batman sweatshirt with my Superman t-shirt. That's a that's like a is it good to combine the two? One's not really. I mean, they kind of blend together, but they don't because they think differently. Mike says, I cite current TV's opinion of what a sitcom is as evidence that we are already seeing the same thing over and over and over. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Juden says, plot is boring. A good film needs a solid thematic foundation, and that is something AI simply cannot do. True, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. Right? Like we already know. What's a good example of this? The Transformers, kids, toys, Transformers, robots, Autobots, Decepticons, and lots of pretty imagery. Plot, not too much on the plotting, right? And initially it was like, yeah, $1 billion movie after $1 billion movie after. Yeah, I'm not going back to see that anymore. Right? Um yeah. Yeah, AJ says Chat GPT is really good at making random tables, which again, a tool, walk up the steps, put it down on that step and go, yeah, this is probably where it needs to stay. Especially if you want to, like we were, what was, we did a day of hexes, hex crawls, the classic OSR going through the wilderness hex crawl, and I just kept asking it, okay, here's the parameters. We need a weather event, we need an object or a monument, we need this, and then had it punch out like NPC encounter, a creature encounter, maybe some kind of reward, some kind of thing, and it just was like, here's hex number 1, here's hex number 2, here's hex number 3, and I almost could literally just keep hitting the enter button and it could just keep popping it out. As a matter of fact, what Chat GPT did with us was I created one hex, and after 3 times, it then spit out 3 hexes because it knew I wanted it to spit this out more often. So it assumed, oh, DBJ wants more hexes. Great. I'm just going to give him 3 instead of having to hit, the enter button over and over and over again. Yeah, the Yankees said, yeah, there was a character called Composite Superman. Oh man. Yeah. And there is a sameness, but as far as now I want to go into the hero's journey. Shit. Got inspired by you guys. Sorry. So I've been listening to a recent story where a gentleman came up with uh, okay, Campbell Hero's Journey. I got to look it up. Hero's Journey. Uh, Hero's Journey. Cam. There's Joseph Campbell. There we go. Um, so Joseph Campbell came up with. I got to share this out here just so that we can all get on the same page. So, sorry, and tab this open. And will this block everybody out? I don't know if you can actually see this. So, in the hero's journey, um, Joseph Campbell basically came up with basically 12, and you can if you look up the image of this, and I tried to put the images up here. You can see this circle, and it goes through the monomyth of the hero's journey. And the monomyth is basically we've been telling the hero's journey through all cultures around the world, and all of our stories follow this circular path of the hero. Now, the hero can be a physical hero. It could be an emotional hero going through an emotional turmoil. It could be a social hero fighting against the man or something. But so Joseph Campbell came up with this. That system is how we has been used for storytelling, movies, television shows, graphic novels, and things like that, over and over and over again, whether we like to think so or not. Um, there is an individual who has come up with the uh, uh, heroine's labyrinth, and Douglas Burton, heroine's labyrinth, and Douglas A. Burton has come up with a different journey. Let me share this tab instead, which is pretty. This is an individual who's alive now. I think he's only been interviewed a couple of times, but it really inspired me that there's another story called The Heroine's Labyrinth, in which it doesn't follow the hero's journey. Instead, it follows um, the heroine's journey, and it follows a different pattern. And I just felt that was very interesting, talking about the hero's journey. Anyway, Yankee says we should make a hero's journey about DBJ making that Thundar the Barbarian RPG. Oh, I've still got it. Instead of rock paper scissors, I have it down to. I'm either going to use it as um, iron shadow, fire, light, and blood, or I'm going to use like resilience, observation, um, aggression. Like I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. One's more descriptive, the other one is more evocative, and I'm not sure whether e- e- the evocative nomenclature is better than one that's more descriptive and a little bit more a little bit more into the area of um um I don't know medicine. Let me see if I can find the book here. uh let's see if I can open this up. So will it show? There it goes. So yeah, I've been working on it. I've been as a matter of fact, let me go back to some of the preliminary uh scrapings. As you can see, yeah, it inspired me. And at my lunch break, I was like, oh, wait, how does this work? And I was like, that's actually a good way. That's a very good. I don't need to roll to. I was coming up with three ways to do adjudicate an event. You could actually not roll at all because one, like rock paper scissors, one defeats the other one, and then you could add numbers to it where you could do rock paper scissors, but if two people have rock, then one number defeats the other, and then a third way would be rock paper scissors, lizard Spock, and you, you when one attempts to defeat the other, one gets an advantage to defeat the other, and then you still roll dice. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, a hero's journey through the accursed desert, which I keep bringing up. Well, listen. Every once in a while, I'll bring up the Five Kings Mountain and the Council of Seven, but they haven't come around too often. Heck, when I started the channel, we also brought up there was a mimic that used to show up and a squirrel, but whatever. Yeah, Druden says, "Are we going into the monomyth now? I hate that framing. It's based on a rather colonial thinking." Uh, I don't disagree, and I think that's why I'm inspired by. Let's see if I could wait. Why is it not? Yeah, that's why I'm inspired by let me the heroine's labyrinth. Let's copy this. Copy it. I'll put it in the chat here since we get to the end here, and paste this here. Take a look at this. If you, it's. I mean, I literally have this image up here. Um, okay, so very quickly, uh, using the monomyth. Very quickly, the monomyth is. Call to adventure, refusal to call, supernatural aid, crossing the threshold, belly of the whale, road of trials, meeting with the goddess, woman as temptress, atonement with father, apotheosis, the ultimate boon, refusal of return, magic flight, rescue from without, crossing the return threshold, master of two worlds, and freedom to live. And then it goes in a giant circle. And but the heroine's labyrinth is something different, which is um, let me apply something genderfied that isn't. The hero's journey is not specifically male. Neither is the heroine's labyrinth, but there is a propensity through the past that the hero tends to be male and the heroine tends to be female in the story type. So in this new one, that I really like, and this gentleman is still kind of working on it, is in the heroine's labyrinth. There is a labyrinth. There's the cultural truce, the masked minotaur, which is like an evil person that's masked within society, the matriarchal paradox, the call to adventure, and then entering into the labyrinth, and it's a bunch of stuff. It's really cool, and I was like, that actually works. And I think we could. What did he? I think what he said was like Mulan is a hero's journey, but um Batman, The Dark Knight is a heroine's labyrinth story. So it's pretty cool. It's an actually really cool system. Yeah, yeah. Take a look if you're a writer, and you're trying to and you want to learn the precepts to structure and then dismantle it, because that's essentially what creators do, right? We want to learn a structure and then try to dismantle that structure. It's pretty interesting, and if I can find, there is an interview with them on YouTube with let's see if I could find this. Please, audio, do not go through. I think it's Heath's geek Heath's geek verse, and then Heath's geek verse. See if I can find this gentleman. Uh, is that the first one? Yeah, I found it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Silence of the Lambs. Nope, this one. Let me go to it. Please, audio, don't punch through. Bam. All right, all right. And let me go share this. Um, Sorry about that, because we get to the end anyway. Here's the YouTube. This is the YouTube link to the video of the gentleman who came up with the heroine's labyrinth, and it's a pretty interesting discussion. It's long. It's a podcast. It's like an hour and shit. It's an hour and 20 minutes. It's much like like this, but good channel to open talk. I don't think you'll be. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Um, Yeah, Drew's like deconstruction and the subversion on for the win. Hell yeah. Because sometimes that's the greatest thing in the world, right? Like, oh, that subverted what I thought. Damn, I like that. Yeah, yeah. The End King says that's the current problem with AI. Circling back, yeah, is that it has no interest in breaking structure, but who knows what it will learn to do in time. Now, talking about going to the bottom of the bell curve, the more the more artists AJ being one of them, and the rest of you guys, writers, creators, artists, the more we flow to the outer edges, the greater information AI systems will learn, and that bottom of the bell curve will continue. So to expand out to new things. So it could be, if we are creative, if we're walking up the steps faster than putting the box down, the person behind us putting the box down, I think we're safe. Um, the problem is, as a whole, the vast the larger the population, the greater chance you're going to have to devolve down to the lowest common denominator. Um, it's the reverse, uh, the inverse ratio of pizza toppings to getting together. It's the inverse proportional pizza topping measurement is, the more people you have, the less toppings go on top of the pizza, right? So that's why when you ever have pizzas ordered in an office setting, there's always going to be a propensity for more cheese pizza than anything, because everyone has their own. For me, I love equal parts meated toppings with veggie toppings, right? Like, I can do that. Other people are like veggie. You have people who are from the nine hells who like anchovies and pineapple, who are evil bastards. And no, I'm just joking. But you get my point, right? Like, the larger appeal you want to greater propensity of the population. Let's bring up Dungeons and Dragons and role playing games. The greater appeal you want your role playing game to have, the greater chance you're going to devolve down into the lowest common denominator. And it's not wrong. It's just that your niche game will never appeal to the masses, simply because it's niche to begin with, right? So that's just the thing. TA says that is an issue with almost all font developers. Yeah, it yeah, it is. Excuse me. That is an issue with all font developers, in that they are only focused on deconstruction of an existing font rather than creating something actually new as a baseline first. Font development. You know what? I stumbled upon a way to create fonts and things like that, and I kind of thought about that. AJ says, I'm okay with AI learning from me if my voice and style is emulated years from now. That is kind of immortality. True. If I think one of the problems with the AI developers now is that they jumped too fast in scraping all the data from the rest of the world. I think a great artist would benefit from having only their art, their voice, air quotes, their real voice, singing voice, their art, their artistry, their dance moves, their fashion style, punch it into a private AI, right? Like, the AI structure doesn't know anything until they scrape that person's life choices or whatever, and then punch something out. I think that would be better, because imagine an AI who is you, who, when you're stuck for coming up with an original idea, the AI goes, no, you've got great ideas. Here's one, right? And all it's using is your own writing, your own art. I think private AIs, I think, would have been better had they done that, but they didn't. Drew's like, pineapple goes on pizzas. Try before you deny, as Stranger Things taught us. as I feel a triangular slap of pizza to the face. Mm-mm-mm. Oh no, AJ. Oh, seriously, guys? Which level of hell are you going? Oh, the pizza drama. The pizza. Yeah. Okay. Here's another question. How do you like your pizzas sliced? Are you New York style? I'm talking like manhole cover pizza slice, tall as your face, pouring the grease off, folding in half and eating it, and shoving it down your gullet? Or are you one of these dainty square sliced pizzas, thin crust? I don't want to get any sauce on my pinky kind of person, right? Like, what are you? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, nine hells. Yeah, equals pineapple pizza. Yeah, I'm just fucking around. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I like TAs. Yeah, the Gordon Ramsay picture of the pizza that has slice of banana on his response is, "I'm calling the police." Yeah, the King says immortality in the form of AI using your likeness. That's like what a genie would grant you as an evil wish. I wish to be immortal. Sure. Something that is exactly you lives somewhere else. You're gonna die, but you'll live on. Yeah, it's the Conan of fruit. uh oh no. I still want to do deep deep fake rants between Alex Jones and Morgan Freeman. Yeah, that's hell. We didn't even talk about all that stuff, man. Can you oof, can you imagine all the conspiracy theorists and political extremists on either side doing all the deep faking, voice modulating? Oh man, oh, we're going to get all political season. We're just going to get nothing but AI generated, um, emotionally, um, emotionally dominant. Like it's just going to rile up our emotions as political fuel. Oh, I hate it. Yeah, Mike's like wedge cut for life. Yeah, yeah. Do I watch actual play D&D games? Not unless it's Joe Rogan DMing Donald Trump, Elon Musk, etc. AI is just amazing, but even so, yeah, even so, I human wrote the jokes. Yep, yep, yep. Oh no. Oh, let me turn this off here. Sorry. Oh man. Ooh, a calzone is a logical evolution of the pizza. Yeah, it's evolutionarily. I feel like the calzone is not given its true place in the evolutionary dominion of pizza choices. Yeah, I mean, of course we have like Chicago deep crust where the sauce is put on top of all the toppings, because if you put the sauce on the bottom and the toppings on top through a deep crust, it would soak through the bottom. So deep crust is different, and so yeah, and then hand tossed versus, oh man. Ooh. Now see, now, yeah, TA. Yeah. Thomas Andrews says, can you imagine being able to do a deep fake with the exact actors you want to play characters while acting out a script, though from your latest gaming sessions? Yeah, yeah. And listen, we already have filters. Just imagine putting a deep fake over yourself, like me. I'm sitting here, and then you could have your favorite actors in your outfits, or they don't even have to be the same actors. Someone could just be a minotaur, and the the deep faking AI system follows your moves as like a CGI movement as a minotaur while you act out your character. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pizza, yeah, pizza taco. the the sushi of pizzas. Oh shit. I love it. I absolutely love it. The calzone is the meat pie of Italian style food ingredient of choice. Yep. Shove it with whatever you want, eat it, and then you don't know. Oh, there's a place in this was in Texas, and I know it exists somewhere else, and the food is called um oh, they come someone out there, please tell me what this is. Uh and I've only seen this in Texas. It's not quite a calzone. It is a breaded ball, and inside of it, essentially, it's stuffed with whatever you want, and then the bread is rolled around it, so it's more of a ball. And then when you go to these places, you can buy. They're small, so it's bigger than a donut bite. So it's not single bite. It's maybe 4 or 5 bites, and the outside of it is just bread, so you don't know what's in it. But when you go into the store, they'll have like sausage and shrimp and spinach and ones that have multi, layered ones and different. Oh, um, I can't remember what it is, and it's here in Texas. At least that's where the most of them are. In New Zealand, we literally sell hand-sized meat pies of dizzying variety in almost every convenience store. It's almost our staple food. Yeah, you could make a whole. Mike and I were talking about cultures at one point, and you 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 can design a whole culture around food and food items because I find that a lot of food either comes from top down or bottom up. It's either working class food that rises up to middle and upper class, or it's a high ranking, high class food that comes down towards the middle and then eventually the lower class. I either find foods very rarely come from the middle, it's usually like bottom up or top down. TA says, "Ha, they have Tex Mex now. They need Italian Mex food." I kind of agree with you. Mm-mm-mm. And it's not a calzone. I got to do a search for this. I got to do Texas based filled with meats or what is this place called? Nope, that's not it. Texas Road. No, that's not it. Uh, Cl- Kolaches. Okay, here we go. KOL. Let's see. Kolaches. Boop, 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 Texas. There it is. Let me share this. That's what I'm talking about. Mm, 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 mm. Kolaches. There it is. No, I don't want to. There's going to be a ton of ads. Anyway, yes, Kolaches. It's like it's not a calzone, and it's like a Texas based thing. Yeah, I guarantee you, it is a foreign influenced item, but I don't know where it's from. Cronuts. Oh man. Yay, TA, thank you. Now, yeah, so on ChatGPT Tech, anyone interested in having access to top tier without any limits or completely owning the AI, I would look into the open source projects that are making faster strides. Isn't Do you know offhand what GPT is up to today? Um, I wouldn't I would say it's probably more like Siri. Uh, yeah. Um, what is? Let me. Well, let's ask. What is GPT uh up to now? Um, GPT-4. GPT-4 is now multimodal, meaning you can input images as well as text. It still doesn't output images like Midjourney or Dolly, but it can interpret the images it has provided. For example, this extends to being able to check out a meme and tell you why it's funny. Ouch. Ouch. That's crazy. Yeah, if you put some puffy pastry around it. Yeah, 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 yeah. And mind you, I think you could just put anything inside of it. The kolaches, you put anything. But yeah, societies love bread. Bread is like the ultimate. So yeah. Ha! Mike's favorite about Babylon 5 made a joke that every culture in the galaxy has a recipe for Swedish meatballs. I wouldn't say that. TA says, results with colossal AI, I've seen better results on a network with only 3 computers that had 3,800 video cards as its network processing power. Maybe that might be the new thing as well. That might be a new industry of just hosting AI systems. Um, hey, I assembled, and when I say new industry, I'm talking about privately. Like I buy I don't know, 50 computers and run them tandem to run an AI system that I rent out to other people. That might be a new industry, like private AI running systems in people's basements or something, or they rent out like a warehouse slash storefront basement or something, like, right, with cooling systems, and go, no, we have our own AI system. If you want to borrow it and have use, whatnot, that might be a thing. Like, all I do is do online ads for local businesses and come up with, I take all of your material from your business, from photographs of your items that you sell and the personnel and stuff, and come up with a way to advertise your system. Yeah, AJ says stable diffusion requires a lot of computer power. Even with Midjourney, like, you have to go to, you got to have an account on Midjourney, go to Discord, go into it, and it's limited by the number of people who are on it, and there's always a lot of people, so it takes a lot of processing power. So that might be a thing as well. Yeah, government's going to get into this soon. Uh, Thomas Anderson says if you saw the stats on the new NVIDIA Tesla supercomputer cards, it would make your eyes water. And Chat GPT 3.5 and such are lagging, having to use that. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, my own network. Yeah. Do I kick? Yeah. Do I kickstart projects? I never have. I never have. Now, have I produced material? Yes, I'm on. I've got old stuff on Drive Through RPG. I've been in various writing projects. I wrote for N World for the Level Up Advanced Fifth Edition book. I wrote for Onyx Path Publishing, and I'm writing for the PIP system right now. I've been hired to write little small stuff here and there, but consulting. I'm also part of the Cool Name Goes Here uh, Kickstarter free RPG game that came out with. Let me see if I could find the Cool Name Goes Here. Let's see if I can find the front page of this. What? No, I wanted to look up something. Oh shit! Did it just kick me off? Ooh, I gotta start closing. I gotta shut some windows down. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Do I ever done? No, 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 no. I've never assembled anything like that. Like the actual creation of a Kickstarter page. Like, no, I've never done. Um, like, I don't do graphic design. I don't do. I mean, do I dabble in it? Yes. Would I consider myself very good at it? Hell no. Yeah, yeah. No, I've never done it. Yeah, ages is basically an advert. Yeah, I haven't done that. As a matter of fact, right now, like, I'm considering, like, I want an intro, a professionally done intro and outro video. Want to modify my logo. I want to do all that stuff, and I feel like I'm not very creative, or at least I've gotten stuck with it. So yeah. The Enking says, had an idea for this discussion. An AI is sent to replace an agitator anarchist, but the machine reasons that it has to get into the role, so it becomes a really effective anarchist. Yeah, yeah. That's why I fear AI. AJ, everybody's got to go. Yeah, AJ says, wait a minute, can an AI make a Kickstarter page for me? I bet it. I bet it could, by scraping all of the successful AI Kickstarters and then make one for you. Yeah. Oh, you guys. Oh man, thank you very much. Oh, you're fine. TA says one thing about running your own AI too is that you can curate what websites you are willing to let it spider to learn from, instead of controlled by a third party, as well as control of guardrails. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like, could AI systems? Could we? is it possible for us to run our own and then guardrail them on our own? Yeah. Drew's like, yeah. Thanks for the thanks for the support there. Drew says Chat GPT will tell you how to do it. Yep. Yeah. Hey, tell me how to run a successful Kickstarter. Uh I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, guys, you would have to have current info available to your AI, which ChatGPT does not. So building your own is definitely another plus. Yeah, and then you could invite and kick out individuals in your own Chat GPT system. But I don't know. I don't know. It might learn from other people that you might not want it to learn from. Oh, thanks, dear TA. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being part of the show. It is late. I am running late, but whatever. I've got my lunch done. I just slip into my clothes and get out of here. I'm very close to work. Everybody's got to go. I'm taking up too much of your time. Your time is too valuable, guys. I want all of you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Gotta eat. Yeah, gotta go because we gotta eat. Anyway, guys, have a great one. I'll see you guys Monday. I think I'm not certain where we're going to sit with this, but I would like to talk about the hero's journey and heroine's labyrinth. As a matter of fact, you know what we're going to do? Um, Next week, we're going to role playing games are not novels, they're not movies, they're not stories. And an accusation leveled against us creators is that you don't want your players in your novel. That's always been a thing. You can't railroad your players. If you want to railroad them, write a book. But I wonder if we can do the opposite. I wonder if we can dismantle the hero's journey and we're going to dismantle the heroine's labyrinth and design adventures, like physical mechanical adventures, based on the precepts of that. And does that work? Right. So you design it, and I don't know, maybe that might be a good thing. That may be too complicated, but who knows? Hey, have a good day. All. Thanks, Tom, saying to keeping me on point, not getting too squirrely. Appreciate it, guys. Guys, peace, love, and dice mechanics to all, as AJ said. Peace. Out of here.